Okay, I've already pushed it to live stream. I'll also stay with you throughout the class. So if you could make
Good.
me your co-host.
I made you co-host now.
Thank you.
Mhm. I'm hoping during this class, people will remember some of the positiveness concerning their fathers.
Yes. Most of my classes today are actually in celebration for Father's Day. With Cindy's, yours, and I'll be with, I think this is Ty. He'll be teaching Tai Chi, but he will also talk about Father's Day too,
Great.
which is nice.
It is. I think it will be very ministering to you.
Yes, it is. I'll start admitting your participants now.
Okie doke. Hi, Valentine.
Hi, it's Valentine. How you doing?
Valentine. Okay, good. Good to see you. Well,
Thank
not you. Good to hear you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Hi, Christina. How are you?
Hi,
Good to see you.
good to see you.
I'm going to wait a few more minutes because a few other people have signed on. Hi, Sushila. Glad that you're with us. Welcome. Welcome, Verna.
Oh, how are you?
And Sushila. Hi, glad that you're all with us as we celebrate Father's Day. I'm going to wait just a few more minutes.
Hi, Christina. Oh.
You're muted, Christine. She can't hear you. You're muted.
Hi, Verna. Sorry.
That's okay. How are you?
I'm Neil. And how are you?
Good. Did you sign up for the Learn Qigong tomorrow?
No.
Oh, okay.
Maybe I try next time.
Yes.
What was the class that you mentioned, Verna?
This is the Learn Qigong together.
Ah, Qigong, yes.
This is a new class. It's given by a lady from Beijing.
Right. Okay, good.
Yeah. So
Qigong is really great.
Yes, I like it. It's not too fast and it's not too slow.
No, but it's great for your muscles and for concentration. Great.
Yeah.
Gladys, welcome. Glad that you're with us. And Melinda, we're glad that you're here too. And so we're going to start our class. Also, we're glad that we have Kim with us. Kim, technical assistant. Okay, Gladys, you're gonna, I don't know what's happening, but Kim is our technical assistant, and she's here to help us. If there's any technical problems, just put it in chat and Kim is here. So let's get started with our class. I'm gonna share my screen. Close that out. Okay. Today's class is Let's Celebrate Fathers. Happy Father's Day. It's a class of socialization and just informative and learning And, you know, this is your class, so I want to hear about your father, etc. Okay, I'm Carol and I'm your guide. And I'm from Philadelphia. I am retired, have a master's degree, and anyway, I have a master's degree. I'm a retired director of a family literacy center that provided from K to college academic support and life skills. In the evening, I was an adjunct college professor. I enjoy education, the whole educational process, that is teaching as well as learning. Get Set Up helps you to learn useful skills from people like yourself. We learn from each other. Ideally, we can see you, but again, that's your choice. You can request a recording after class at email@helpgetsetup.io. If live streaming, the best way to participate is to join us and register for a class. Get Set Up is not paid to promote specific products, know that. We've got a kind of full agenda today, but I want us to have fun in the process. And this tribute, it can be one that will be encouraging as well as informative. So we're going to do History of Father's Day. Let's talk about our fathers. Christina and Leslie submitted an essay concerning their fathers. And with their permission, I'd like to read their essays. Dads parent differently than moms. How much do fathers know about their children? Father's Day quiz and a musical tribute to our fathers. So that's on the agenda, but we're flexible, we're fluid regarding that. The first is a quote. A father is neither an anchor to hold us back, nor a sail to take us there, but a guiding light whose love shows us the way. And that was someone that was unknown. Okay, before I get really started, does anyone want to make any comments? Hi, Joyce, good to see you. Anyone want to make any comments before we go on? Okay, good. Let's look at the history of Father's Day, a real brief history of Father's Day.
It is the third week of June, which means Father's Day is this Sunday. Honoring our dads has become a yearly celebration, but have you ever wondered how that holiday actually came to be? Well, Whit Johnson takes a look back at the history of Father's Day.
Sunday, June 20th, we celebrate dads for Father's Day, showering gifts on the men who taught us to fly, made chores fun, and carried us on their backs for a ride in the sun. But when and where did the Day for Dads begin? It all started more than 100 years ago. The first known Father's Day was celebrated in Spokane, Washington. As the story goes, Sonora Smart Dodd, whose mother died at childbirth, thought of her single dad during a Mother's Day church sermon in 1909. So she launched an effort through the YMCA and local churches to celebrate her dad and everyone else's. That first Father's Day was on June 19th, 1910, her father's birth month. The idea then traveled to Congress and was acknowledged by several presidents. In 1916, Woodrow Wilson, the same president who signed a proclamation for a National Mother's Day, approved a Father's Day, but no proclamation. Calvin Coolidge also acknowledged the day as a national event in 1924. It wasn't until 1966 when President Lyndon Johnson signed an executive order for the nation to celebrate Father's Day on the third Sunday of June, a day for all to honor the love and gratitude which they bear for their fathers. But it still wasn't an official national holiday. Not until 1972. That's when Congress passed an act and President Nixon signed Father's Day into law. Today, 6 in 10 men in America are fathers, which means out of 121 million men over 15, 75 million are dads. So this year on June 20th, whether you have one dad, two dads, or some granddads, spoil them with love and gifts and wish them a happy Father's Day. For GMA3, I'm Whit Johnson.
Happy Father's Day to Whit and to TJ and to my dad, to my husband, all the dads out there.
Oh, we got
I don't
everybody.
have to say it on Sunday. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I'm just kidding.
Why don't we just get the one day? Don't you celebrate these guys all the time?
We do our best.
Wow.
My father didn't tell me how to live. He lived and let me watch him do it. Now, I think it's so funny. Before we go into this, let me just stop. Does anyone want to share anything about their father? Joyce, you're muted. I can't hear you.
There's no one word that sums it up. I would have to read what my father meant. But I don't want to hold up the class, so just.
Is it very long? Because we're going to have a time for that.
Well, I'm not sure.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay, well, throughout the class, we'll do that. So if you want to share a little bit, well, first, let me check to see if anyone else wants to share.
Right, yeah, that's the thing. Yeah.
And then, does anyone else want to share about their father?
I just wanted to say I never knew my father. My father died when I was just some months old. I was a baby. So I'm just glad to be here and to enjoy listening to some of the others' relationship that they had with their father. I've seen a lot, and I've lived around a lot of relationships with fathers, and my children, sons are excellent fathers, but I never had that experience with a father. And that's all I have to say for now.
Well, no, that's a lot. And the interesting thing, though, your father lives with you. You are a part of him.
Yes.
Even some of your traits, I'm sure, are very much like his. And that's
probably rubbed out for my sons.
That's the marvelous thing. My father also died a couple of years back. And the remembrance is there even as I do things, or one of the quote that he would give to me, or not a quote for him, it was advice. When it comes back to me, I think, okay, Daddy, I know you're here. So I have a couple of essays. I have Christina's essay and I have Leslie's essay. Leslie isn't here, who both submitted essays to the website. So I will read them if I have your permission, Christine.
Yeah.
We'll definitely read it. And Leslie's, I believe we have her permission. So Joyce, if you want to start off, and then throughout the hour, I'll read Christina's and Leslie's. So start off with your essay about your father.
A connoisseur of all things beautiful, from a variety of music, Duke Ellington, Count Basie, Sarah Vaughan and jazz, classical, Swan Lake ballet, opera, Broadway tunes, Showboat, Oklahoma, South Pacific, and gospel. Reverend Franklin, Reverend James, Cleveland voice. You gave me an appreciation of all kinds of music. We would sing together in the living room near the stereo console, and I enjoyed every moment of it. Extraordinary chef you were. Your sweet potato pie was legendary. When you came back from Oklahoma, friends and families would put their orders in. On Sunday morning, you made delicious rolls. On some of those mornings, my mother's first cousin, Sonny Boy, would pay us a visit just in time for the rolls. The smell permeated the house. Daddy and also Mommy taught me how to be a good friend. Friendship was a treasured commodity like silver and gold. Daddy, your faith in God, and Mommy too, was the cornerstone of life. It was paramount to have, paramount above all else. God, family, church was your mantra. You were loved by everyone you met. My father, Melvin D. Hartman, was a jewel in the crown. He enjoyed his collection of China teacups with the saucers. He enjoyed looking at them. He just enjoyed them. Whatever Daddy did, I did too. He watched sports, old movies, And he also loved tap dancing. He always loved the Nicholas Brothers. And he was a poet and a reader of poetry, Walt Whitman, Langston Hughes. So that's how far I got.
Well, that's quite a bit. It sounds like he was a Renaissance man.
Yes.
That's a wonderful, wonderful legacy that you have from your father. And you were exercising it in your love of music, in your love of history, your love of learning. It's a wonderful thing. So I am excited. Thank you for sharing that, Joyce. And does anyone want to share anything? If not, we'll go on with our presentation. I am always amazed that fathers parent differently than mothers. And this is a cute little clip, I think, that illustrates that.
You're getting the lyrics wrong. When you're with me. Now I'm with you.
Number.
Molly.
Yes, Daddy.
Can I get my phone?
But on sing there.
But that's my phone.
Okay.
Thank you. Where's the telephone, man?
I think he was totally shocked, didn't know what to do. Has anyone else noticed that fathers parent a little bit differently than mothers? And he sits there, he doesn't know what to do with this wee little person. Any comments? You're muted, Joyce, I can't hear you.
It seemed like, I think he was probably used to that. I don't think he was shocked or anything. I think he was just, critiquing her. That's what I thought he was doing.
Yeah.
He wasn't excited. He wasn't excited. It was almost like she was in training.
I also think that he didn't know what to do. Startled that she knew all these words. Go ahead. What would you say?
He's so smart nowadays.
But wait a minute. Let's do Verna first. Verna?
He chimed in a little bit in coaching her, some of the words that I think she, kind of forgot or.
Well, what I love was his facial expressions.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't think he had an expression. I think he was really critiquing her.
Could very well be. Okay, Gladys, what is your point of view?
I think the children are so smart nowadays and they come up with so many things that sometimes you kind of like things that you don't really expect at times. That's how I feel, I'm a grandmother and my grandkids say things or do things that I'm like, oh, I would never do that when I was a kid.
That's so true.
They're just barely born and their eyes are wide open and looking everywhere.
That is so true.
But I do look at expressions too.
Yeah, I did love his expressions. To me, he just seemed trapped, even though he was critiquing her, as Joyce said. But I just felt like he was just sort of trapped watching her. But
he didn't know what to exactly say.
Yes, that's exactly.
That's how I feel, I be at times.
Exactly. Now, let's just see, how much do the fathers know about their children? I'm going to kind of switch on down here. And this is kind of interesting, I think. Where
Father's Day is Sunday, and fathers, for those of you who are unfamiliar, are the people who fall asleep on the couch after dinner while your mother lists which of your cousins gained the most weight. But being a dad, it's not easy. The thing they don't tell you about fatherhood is that for like an hour a day, you have to get on the floor and pretend to be a horse. But we came up with something fun in honor of this special day. We wanted to put some dads to the test. So we went on the street and we asked them to answer basic questions about their children in our first ever pop quiz.
Are you and your son pretty close?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah? And would you consider yourself a pretty involved parent?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. So I'm just going to ask you some questions about your son.
Right.
And just answer them to the best of your ability.
I will
okay?
do, no
Okay,
problem.
Very good.
Yeah.
What is your son's birthday?
No, that's a good one. That's a really good one, because I don't know.
You really don't know?
No, I don't know his birthday.
Do you consider you guys pretty close?
Yeah.
What is your daughter's favorite subject in school?
Social study.
Is that true?
No.
What grade is your daughter going into?
Mute your mic.
9th grade.
What's the name of your daughter's school?
Ash Creek Elementary School.
No.
River Creek.
No.
Something Creek.
No.
What color are your daughter's eyes?
Brown.
All right, let's look. That is incorrect.
They're blue. I have a brown-eyed daughter, though.
What is your daughter's birthday?
May 17th. Oh, no, it's the 14th, and I don't know what year.
Can you name your daughter's teacher?
Mrs. Jones.
Nope.
Mrs. Moore. Is not Moore?
No. That was my elementary school teacher.
Can you name their teachers?
Of course I cannot.
What are your daughter's birthdays?
Why do you do this to me?
What about her?
I give up.
Any guesses?
Yesterday.
Oh, yeah, yesterday. Horrible.
Her birthday was yesterday. and you
Just
forgot
yesterday, yes.
it. Can you name the best friend of each of your daughters?
Mari Carmen Rojas, Jimena Lopez, Adamari Lopez, Cristina Cornejo.
Good. Can you give us the name of their doctor?
Fadi Torres.
Good. Can you give us the name of their dentist?
Games Dentalland.
What are your daughter's birthdays?
Yes, May 28, 2009, August 8, 2013, February 24, 2006, June 5, 2006.
Shame, shame, shame.
I don't know. Let's just see. Let's see another one. I wasn't sure what order I wanted to present these, but
There's a stereotype, and some may say it's an unfair stereotype, that dads don't pay much attention to their kids. So in the name of science, we decided to put that to the test. We went to the farmer's market here in LA to put dads on the spot in a new edition of Pop Quiz.
We're out here today asking dads how much they know about their kids. So I'm going to ask you some very basic information about your son.
Okay.
You're going to tell us if your dad was right or wrong, okay?
Okay, you got it.
All right, first question. When is your son's birthday?
Oh, no. All right. I'm guessing here. I'm saying March the something.
So you said it's March something?
Yeah, March the 13th.
September 1st.
Yeah. That was that close. A few days off. Yeah.
He literally could not have been farther off. He was 6 months almost to the day. All right, who's next?
Who is your daughter's best friend?
You met her today.
Veronica.
No. Stella.
What is your daughter's middle name?
Celine.
No. My name it's Julia.
She bet that's going to cost him at least a pair of AirPods. But, well, let's see if this person is better.
How old is your daughter?
7.
Well, I'm set to turn 7, but I'm 6.
What is your daughter's blood type?
We don't know.
Sir, you're going to have to forfeit the shirt. Has your daughter ever played an instrument?
No.
That's wrong. I played the piano.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
How long did you play the piano for?
Oh, like 5 years.
Does that sound familiar now?
Yeah, it sounds very familiar.
How do you forget there's a piano in your house? They're large, right? I guess she wasn't that good. Let's try another, Dad.
What is the name of your son's school?
Taylor Run.
No.
What is it?
Liberty High School.
Okay.
Is your son allergic to anything?
I think to not strawberry, blue, something berry, so he can finish.
Are you allergic to something berries?
No.
Yeah.
No.
Are you allergic to anything?
Penicillin.
Yeah, berries, penicillin, what's the difference, really? Hey, kid, if there's an emergency, call 911.
What's the name of your daughter's babysitter?
We don't have one of those.
It's Mallory.
Mallory, okay.
All right, my final question. 2 minutes ago, I asked you what your son's birthday is, and he told you. What is your son's birthday?
If I answer that, if I didn't know that, I'd see it stupid, and I wouldn't want to say an answer that's going to make... It was September the... First.
It is. He got it all by himself.
And I hope the mic didn't pick him up saying anything.
You want to wish your dad a happy Father's Day?
Happy Father's Day, Dad. I love you.
Happy Father's
No, you
Day,
don't know
son.
my birthday.
Thank you very much for making me look stupid.
You know, I think you did that all on your own, big fella. If you like...
So what did you think of that? You think that's true? The fathers don't. Sushila, go ahead. You're muted. I can't hear you. You're muted.
I think that was on the spot. I have people coming in and I ask them, what's the complaint? And if it's the dad who's come with the child, he says, hold on, I'll put you on the phone so you can talk to mom and find out if he had a fever yesterday. But, you know, I'm just glad the fathers are there. Half the time, the father is out of the picture. It's the grandmother who fills in for the father. So I'm just happy those fathers are there.
Yeah, yeah. Isn't that the piano for 5 years and he forgot?
True.
They have greater things to think about. Anyone else want to make any comments? I think this would be an appropriate time to read Christina's letter regarding her father. My sister, thank you, Christina, for sending this. My sister collected all my parents' and grandma's pictures and documents in an online Dropbox. My daughter is helping to collect all the memories of our writing to our parents. Each of us children will write some memories of our parents. Then we will show to our family all the grandchildren how their love is to all of us. We will share to all the family. My parents are teachers. I am the kid sister in the family. I am always my father's favorite one. He loved me so much. The last time he saw me, he told me, I need to go back to school to learn more things. He said, education is not only helping myself, it's also helping my family. Once you reach a certain age, you will find all the effort that you spent is worth for a lifetime. It will open more opportunities in my life and I can have better relationship with my family. When I think back, it is so much of the truth. Education not only opens doors, it also gives me and my family a better life. Now I am retired. I take senior classes. I learn new things every day, from exercise to creative writing, from drawing to learning how to listen, and even learning how to play piano from the app. We have classes with people from all around the country, even from Australia to India and UK, and I think that's California. We meet in class in Zoom and we have social clubs and dance parties. All of the classes don't always bring us so much fun, but we learn useful things in our life. My dad was always encouraging for senior college for all the senior citizens. When he sees us being so happy, he will be pleased too. Now I lost my father, but I gained Christina, you have to finish it. Please unmute and finish it. You said you lost your father, but I gained day, and that's where it ended.
Heavenly Father.
Ah, okay. So you gained a Heavenly Father. How wonderful. Christina, this is a wonderful tribute to your father. And I want to thank you for sending it in. And it's really a tribute to all fathers. So thank you so much for allowing us to share it with the class. And Joyce shared regarding her father, and now Christine, I do thank you both very much. Okay, anyone else want to make any comments before we go on? We've kind of looked at the history of Father's Day, which is interesting, I think, because a person realized Mother's Day was celebrated and Father's Day wasn't, Ms. Dobson. And then we've looked at how parents, fathers parent a little bit differently than mothers. In fact, we're going to have another clip on that, how fathers handle things. And let's go on. It's kind of skipping around from our agenda, but it's okay.
All right.
They're out shooting people. Tell him I love him and he's gonna smile. Show family members of law enforcement just to try and get law enforcement to back off. They're brutal. You're living.
Extension 777. So you guys having an awesome time? I love to dance. I can dance all night. Hey, can we go somewhere and talk?
Not that. Not that.
Ta-da. Ta-da.
I think fathers take more things in stride than moms do. Okay, a father is someone who you look up to no matter how tall you grow. This is a little Father's Day quiz. As I said, we're going out of order a little bit here. I think it kind of would be fun at this time to introduce this. did you do? Some of it we saw in the very beginning when we looked at the history of Father's Day. So how well did you do with the quiz?
I didn't do well at all. I only think I got 3 right.
Carrie, thank you. Anyone else?
I would say half of them.
Oh, good, Denise. That's great.
Mm-hmm.
That's great. Anyone else?
I think I did about half.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Verna?
6.
Great. That's super.
It was shameful. I should have known more.
Yeah, it's amazing how little we know of our holidays. I want to just throw some things out. How about, can anyone name some of the TV fathers? We had some of it in the quiz. If I said to you, who was Opie's father?
Andy Griffith.
Okay, yeah. And who did he play? What was his part?
He was the sheriff.
Yeah, Sheriff Taylor. Okay, good. You knew too, Denise, it sounds. All right, let's throw out some more fathers. This father, well, actually, I have a whole thing on famous fathers. And maybe I should show that, but I just wanted to throw some of these out. Can you name some TV fathers? Just without the question, think of some TV fathers that have impacted or were significant to you.
Well, I mean, I don't know the names, but I know Fathers Know Best.
Mm-hmm. Okay, let's talk. Wait a minute. You said Fathers Know Best. Does anyone know who played the part of the father?
Was it Robert Young? Was it Robert Young?
Robert Young.
Robert Young. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Okay. And then don't forget, there's the Donna Reed show. You remember the father in that?
Alex.
How about Carl Bess?
Oh, Carl Bess. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But his TV name was Alex, I think.
Okay.
My 3 sons was Frederick McMurray.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Leave It to Beaver.
Okay. Leave It to Beaver.
Andy,
Who's that father?
Andy Griffith.
Mm-hmm. Anyone remember who Leave It to Beaver's father was?
Oh my.
I can't remember his name.
I can see his face.
Yeah, exactly. I can too. And they still come on television.
Bill Cosby.
Hey.
Yeah, Bill Cosby.
Well.
No. What? Anybody else? Denise, you have one?
I can't think.
Mm-hmm. It's amazing.
Currently, how about Chrisley?
Okay, Christy.
Oh, yes.
Chrisley.
Yes, Christy.
Okay. Yeah, exactly.
What's Christy? Christy.
Yeah, Chrisley. USA.
Oh, Chrisley. Him. Oh, yeah, him. But that's yeah, Chrisley Knows Best. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Anyone else you can think of?
Let's see.
I mean, the father from Bonanza father, Lorne Green.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah, and how about from Ozzie?
Ozzie and Harriet.
Yeah, who was that father?
Ozzie
Harriet. I mean,
those his real names. That's
Nelson. No,
Nelson was his real name.
Okay.
Yeah, I remember that, and I had a real crush on Ricky, the son.
Oh wow, he died tragically.
Oh really? I didn't know that. What happened?
Airplane.
Oh my, sorry. It's amazing. Okay, well, any other comments? Anyone want to say anything else about their fathers or about some of the TV fathers? Can I ask you, what was the commonality of these fathers? Name some of their qualities as you look back on the different TV fathers or even radio fathers.
They had great advice. They listened.
Mm-hmm.
They seemed to listen to their wives.
Yeah. They were
okay, Denise, yeah.
They were the very where in like some of the homes now we see the mother does the discipline.
Mm-hmm.
But back in those days the father did the discipline.
And I think they discipline with patience.
Mhm.
Unlike mothers,
Yeah.
we tend to be
Yeah.
hyper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, in my life, my mom was a real fireball.
So was mine.
Mhm.
And my dad, he would, he sometimes call me Putin. And when I heard that word, I knew it was going to be a 2-hour lecture all around I actually got to the point where I'd rather have a beating than to sit through the lecture and act like I was really interested in
At the same
time. When I heard that word, I knew that it would be 2 hours of my life gone while he just went on and then asked me, do you understand? Do you understand?
Same thing here.
Really, Denise, what was your
Yeah,
experience?
my father was very laid back. And my mom was a fireball also. But my father did a lot of talking, you know. That was his way of disciplining us, you know. You understand why you're grounded and why did you do this in school? And it was always, you sit at that dining room table and he would just talk and talk and talk, you know. And my father was from South Carolina, Carol. Where was your father from?
My father was from North Carolina. He was the baby of 15. And he would always, you know, he'd sit me down and then he was so proud of himself when he finished the hour-long discussion. You could just see how he felt he did his job. And then he would say, I want you to think about this now.
Yeah.
Yeah, my dad, and go ahead, Denise.
I was saying my father, I mean, you know, when people talk about my father spanked us and all this kind of stuff, I don't think like we can count on one hand that my father hit us, you know, because he basically did a lot of talking. We call them speeches.
I like that. I like that. Yeah, I like that a lot. But I would have preferred sometimes just beat me and have it over with in a couple of hours of this conversation that led to nothing. Okay, I think this is a good time. And I think Leslie won't mind, but she did send in My Father, My Hero. So if you see her in any of your classes, let her know that we did read her tribute to her father. To know my father, Purvis Elijah Iser Sr., is to know a man who has an enthusiastic zeal for life. He was most passionate about the importance of education. He spread that passion to his children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren too. And if you were a young person in his presence, the conversation would almost turn to educational matters. Due to disciplinary practices that he was subjected to as a young Black man, he was prevented from furthering his educational goals. But that did not stop him from taking correspondence courses in electronics, which led him to get a certificate. His family heard his voice well by achieving academic success and fulfilling careers. I proudly wore the badge of being daddy's girl. In my mind's eye, he could do no wrong. He was in no way perfect, but as a father of 10 children, he loved us with a deep and unconditional love. I remember Father working 3 jobs just to put food on the table. He knew as a father, it was his responsibility to take care of us, and he did. Dad was a proud World War II veteran. He took service to country and freedom seriously. He left his young bride to answer America's call. The stories he told us of his military service just made me admire him more. Dad referred to his daughters as jewels. If anyone wanted to have the privilege of dating us, he made no qualms in telling them how he expected us to be treated. And as his daughter, we were told to carry ourselves as respectable young women. He taught my brothers how to respect their sisters, girlfriends, wives, and how to be good fathers. My parents were married 62 years before my mother passed away. They were a demonstration of an enduring and true love. Dad outlived her by 14 years. When his health declined to the point that the family members could no longer give him care, that he needed, he was put in a nursing home right before Mama passed. She told us, take care of your daddy. Although it was a gut-wrenching decision that was made to put him in a nursing home, he was by no means forgotten. Although geographically distanced from him, I would talk to him almost daily and visit him annually. I enjoyed our daddy-daughter talks. I am a better woman because of the wisdom he instilled in me from those conversations. In later years of life, Dad would say, no one would ever accuse him of dying a premature death. He was so true. Just 5 days after turning 95, the final act of his life concluded, but he went out with a bang. He was gifted with a surprise birthday party with his favorite foods and echoes of jazz playing in the background. To look at him, you would not think he had lived so many years. Perhaps before his voice was stilled, he wanted to enjoy his last moments, letting his family and friends know how much he loved them. Now you can see why my father was and always will be my hero. Happy Father's Day, Daddy. Forever loved and missed. I want to thank Leslie for this. And when I see her again, I will certainly thank her for submitting this. I think all of us had, even those of us who didn't have an opportunity to be with our fathers, I'm sure we've heard stories about them. And I'm wondering, as women, were you given any advice? I mean, when your dates came, did your daddy kind of grill them and asked about them? Did you experience that?
Nope.
No. Well, I guess I'm the only one that experienced that. I know for my prom, I think it was my junior prom, I don't remember. But I'm an only child, so there's sometimes I wished I had 9 or 10 brothers and sisters so they wouldn't focus. But I think it was my junior prom, and my dad, and I was dating a guy from college, and I was very, he looked sharp in his uniform, you know how when you're young, and he drove, etc. But my father insisted upon driving us to the prom. And I was glad that the guy went. I was so embarrassed. I was so embarrassed. My dad insisted, and my mother, to drive us to the prom and to pick us up and bring us back home. And all the time, my dad was talking about respecting women, respecting life, blah, 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 blah. One of his never-ending conversations that no one else participated in but him. I didn't think that he would ever want to see me again. I was so embarrassed. But anyone else have those kinds of instructions? No? Okay, my mom used to give me my mad money. I always had to have mad money. If I got mad, I could come home or do what I would get a cab and come home. So these are things that we may remember from our parents. Any other comments or anything you'd like to share before we go on? Were you allowed to date?
Yes.
Yeah, at 16 years old.
Okay. Did your father screen? Did your family screen your dates?
Of course. Especially my mother, she was the one that was always looking, and but my dad, he was, like I said, laid back. But one time I had came in the house after 12, and my father, we had an inside porch, and my father was sitting on the porch reading the paper, and I took my shoes off because I didn't realize my dad was on the porch. And I took my shoes off and I'm tipping in and everything. So he said, so when I got in, I realized, oh, my dad. And he's sitting up there with the newspaper in front of his face, and he brings the newspaper down and he says, I hope you had a good time, because you will not be able to go out with anybody for another couple of months. Wow. And I was like, wow. That
Was it worth it?
No.
Yeah. It's usually like
no. You know, heck no, it wasn't worth it, you know. But I didn't think my father would be sitting on the porch, you know. That was the first time, you know, I went on a date, you know. So I was like shocked to see him react that way.
Anyone else before, because we're getting close to our hour, and I just want to share a few more things. And I want to thank you ladies again for being a part of our tribute to our fathers on remembrances. And that's one of the things we do have, even if it's other people telling us stories about our fathers, we have that. Dads are most ordinary men turned by love into heroes, adventurers, storytellers, and singers of songs. That was another thing too. My dad did sing, and he sang very well, actually. That was another thing. So I want to just close out right now, and then we'll come back. I have one more slide. I want to thank you, each of you ladies. I have enjoyed your stories. I've come to know you a little bit better, and I hope you've come to know me also, which is part of having online friends or just having friends in general. So share this experience by hashtag #GetSetUp, @GetSetUp. And as I often say, Liz is a real person, liz@getsetup.io. Some classes that you may enjoy: how to enjoy life as an older adult. That's a kind of a new class. Coping with stress using music and movement. My next class is this afternoon. It's 5 o'clock Eastern time, and it's creative writing. And for those who don't know, I use prompts in order to stimulate your brain and your responses. It uses both the left and right side. But the prompts are fun, and we have a good time sharing our answers. And each answer is very individual. The other class is declutter to free space in your home and lifestyle, but mainly your mind. So we are doing specific things, the different types of clutterers, and what are the solutions for some of those clutter issues. Evening unwind is a time to disconnect. It's about 8:30 at night at Eastern time, and it's techniques to help you to rest, to have a more peaceful rest. Contemporary history is a new class, and we're going to be looking at history through our own eyes or through our own lenses, because contemporary history is from about 45 up to like current day, but we're going to focus from 50s on up to, I don't know, 80s or so. Each class, and anyone who's taking classes with me knows that each class is a little different. You always add a little something, or because I think that's important. And quite frankly, I would get bored with the same thing. So I do believe that it inspires learning. Any other comments before I put our last slide on? Anybody want to say anything about the class? Also, I want to encourage you, please, to write a note if you've enjoyed it. Hi, Annie, I didn't see you earlier. Glad that you're with us. If you've enjoyed the class, please comment so that GetSet will know that you've enjoyed this class, or if there's some classes you want to see, let us know about it. And also, it's very easy. All of you probably know how to navigate the system, but Kim is here if you have any issues. And we just want to encourage you to be a part of GetSetUp as much as possible. And if I may just close out with a song to fathers, I'm going to do that. And you know that you'll receive class notes, and that's where you can make your comments. And we want you to invite a friend. And we want you also to know that GetSetUp, it's about learning, and the class you'd like to see, please let us know. And we partner with assistant care, senior living, government, and community organizations. We do not promote any specific products. Do know that. And here's a song, and then we'll be ending. I know you have other classes to attend. So
yeah, I enjoyed the class, and now that they got it fixed where you can't get in. I know somebody said 15 minutes late. I was only 5 minutes late and I couldn't get in. So I'm gonna go ahead and try to sign on to the other class. I really enjoyed it.
By all means, I've enjoyed having you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
When you're ready to jump off, when you need to get off, by all means do so.
All right, thanks. Bye everyone.
Bye-bye.
Sun ready tells his father how he really feels. A handshake or a pat on the back is all that he reveals. I'd like to right that wrong here in this little song. Thank you for shaping my life. Thank you for teaching me all you can. You are no ordinary man. No, no, no. You make me everything I am. Thank you for taking the time. Thank you for showing me the way. And thank you for being there when I need you. Thank you for every single day. Now I've been blessed with a son of my own. Got my own bedtime stories to tell. If I can raise him half as well as you raised me, guess I'll be doing pretty well. Thank you for your guiding hand. Thank you for making my dreams come true. You're an extraordinary man, and I hope you're as proud of me as I am proud of you. Thank you for giving me life. Thank you for showing me good from bad. I guess I'm only really trying to say thank you for being my dad. Even though the years drift away, I never took the time just to say I love you, and I always have. And thank you for being my dad.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So much, ladies. And you have a good evening, and we'll see you in the next class.
Okay.
Thank
See
you,
you.
Carol. Yeah.
See you at 5.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful. I love that song.
It is pretty, isn't it?
Who was
Join
that?
us. I don't know. I can find out. I can put it in the notes if you like. Join Denise in the creative writing class. I think you'll have fun. There's no right or wrong answers, just fun answers. So if you can, join us. Anyway,
All right.